Good evening, everybody, and welcome. Sorry for that. Get that out of the way at the beginning. It is Thursday, the 25th of July, which means it's day 12 of Sumo in the Nagoya show. And we have some fun stuff to talk about. Uh, some interesting matchups happened today, and we'll go over all the matchups. So, spoiler fingers for everything that happened on day 12. And then we'll look ahead to tomorrow, day 13. And we'll look at the standings of the contest and all our good regular stuff. So let's just jump right in. Here we go. All right. Hope you're having a good Thursday. Had a pretty good day today. Got to watch some sumo live. Got to come home from work and put some matches up on the Patreon page. So I noticed I just passed 80 matches in they call it a collection. It's like a playlist, right? So, and here we go. So updated. I've been this thumbnail cracks me up. I had to leave it in there, even though this is the Takake show match. Um, Here is the predicted opponents for Teruno Fuji in the final few days. And yeah, so I sometimes have been doing highlights. So here's like I put 5 matches in one video, kind of scanning through with my DVR on days when I have less time after work. So that worked as highlights. And then I just separately posted the final match of the day. So just a variety of things and a lot of good feedback from the community over here on Patreon. So absolutely come over and join us if you want to catch up on the bus show. And you haven't been able to watch as many. You can obviously pay and have instant access to the entire collection and going into the final weekend. All righty. Let's look at what's happening. So start with absent, as we always do. We had a Juryo member, Juryo 7 Tomokaze, pull out of the tournament. So we'll see in a moment. I don't think he had his Kachikoshi yet, so that's unfortunate for him. But at Juryo 7, if he had enough wins, he could stay in Juryo. We'll have a look at that. All right, let's jump into our matches and results. So we'll start down in Juryo. And there he is. Yeah, he had 5 wins, so he's going to basically end up 5-10 at Juryo 7. Well, it's going to be close. It's going to be close. I think he'll stay. They'll drop him down to like Juryo 13 or 14. But I think he'll be able to stay. Uh, he didn't lose to Hakuyozan. He got the free win to go to 7-5. Fujiseon. Fujiseon. I need to learn how to say these names. Got his Kachikoshi today, so congrats to him at the very bottom of the Juryo ranks. So he'll stay in the top division. So that's a big one for him. Uh, let's see what else we got. Hakuoho got his Kachikoshi today. So that's good for him. He'll stay in the top division. We don't want him going back down. Aoyama, unfortunately, Make Koshi. We knew that would probably happen with the Bulgarian, but it's just now, can he get a 5th and a 6th win maybe in the last few days to make sure that at Juryo 11 he doesn't drop all the way out of Juryo? Let's see. Shimazu Umi maintains his spot on the leaderboard, 9-3 record now with a win today. Shishi also won to go to 9-3 over Mitoru. And the big one is over here on this side, Shirokuma, who had the lead at 9-2 going into the day with only 2 losses lost. So he's now also 9-3. He lost to Kitanowaka today. So these 3 men are all 9-3 and tied for first place down in Juryo. We'll see if one of them gets their 10th win tomorrow on day 13. And then Onokatsu, the Juryo 1, is up in the top division today. So we'll see how he did in just a moment. Juryo 1, Toki Hayate got a 7th win. So if he gets his Kachikoshi at J1, he'll probably be up in the top division in September. Okay, jumping up into the Makuchi division. So our first match should be Onokatsu, and he lost to Roga. So he is 7-5. Still has plenty of time to get his Kachikoshi and most likely promotion to the top division. 3 days left. So he could even go 10-5 if he does really well in the final 3 days. Don't think he's in the hunt for the cup down there because he's 2 behind the leaders, but he's just more worried about getting that 8th win. Roga evens out at 6-6, which is good because he's way down at M15. He needs those wins. Endo gets his Kachikoshi at 8-4 by beating Hokuto Fuji. Chiranoumi stays on the leaderboard. So he's 9-3 now in the 3-loss group, beating Bushozan. A battle between friends here, Wakataka Kage versus Ichi Yamamoto. These guys are really good buddies off the dohyo, but they have to fight every now and then, and here was one of those times. Ichi Yamamoto winning to go to 6-6. Wakataka Kage already had his Kachikoshi, but he's now off the 3-loss board and has 4 losses. Oshoma beat Kageyaki. Tamawashi, yay, still trying to get his Kachikoshi, still trying to get wins. So 6-6 now. Beat Nishiki Fuji today. Takara Fuji beat Ryuden. He's still alive. Only 7 losses. Only. One away from a Makikoshi. But if he continues to win, Chiyoshoma got a 4th win by being, and this is really important for him down at M15. So yeah, he's really got to get a bunch more. At least 2 more. If he goes 6-9, basically, they'll probably keep him. If he goes 5-10, though, I think he'll get demoted. 7-8 would be even better. Trying to get a little drink here. All right, for you Shodai fans, nice day for you guys because Shodai got his Kachikoshi today, 8-4 at M10. Nishikigi got just his 3rd win of the tournament by beating Sadanomi, who's not much better at 4-8. Both men already have losing records. Oho went up to 7-5 by beating Midori Fuji. Both men looking to get that one more win. M6 Takanosho at 9-3 now. Obviously on the leaderboard with Chirana Umi as the rank and file guys who are trying their best to stay in the hunt for the cup. So he beat Ura today, who that's a losing record now for Ura. He is now 4-8. Wakamoto Haru also struggling here, 4-8, losing record now at M2. He lost to Tobizaru today, who's one away from Kachikoshi. Meisei beat Shonana Umi. Doesn't, well, it always matters, but he already had a losing record, but he's trying to add wins. Shonana Umi is now 6-6. Then we get into our Sanyaku matches. These are the 6 matches that I put on Patreon today. So Komusubi Daisho started us off, but lost to M2 Mitakeumi in a battle of the Red Mawashi. Mitakeumi trying to maybe get his Kachikoshi still, battling for those wins. So he's now 5-7. Daisho waiting to get his Kachikoshi, one more for him. Hirata Umi accomplished that today. The Komusubi in his very first tournament in the Sanyaku got his Kachikoshi 8-4 now by beating Gonoyama. Kirishima, he was 5-5, and we were all like, it's done. But he won to go to 6-5. Now he's won again to go to 7-5. Will it be tense all the way through to day 15? So he beat Atami Fuji today, and he's now 3 wins away. He still's got to win Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Hoshoru in the Battle of the Ozeki, our first Ozeki clash of the Basho, got the win. So he stays on the leaderboard at 9-3, and Kotozakura drops off into the 4-loss group. He's not mathematically eliminated, of course, or anything, but very unlikely that Terunofuji is going to drop his final 3 matches in a row. So pretty much out of the hunt. Hoshoru trying to stay in there. And then we had Onosato take on Takakeisho. Now, Takakeisho could afford one more loss, and he got it today. So he lost to a Sekewake, which is unfortunate because now he's got to fight Ozeki, Yokozuna in his final 3 days. And he's got to win all 3 of those matches to not be Kadoban anymore. So it's looking very likely that Takakeisho will be heading down to Sekewake a la Kirishima this tournament. Any loss in the next 3 days is him getting demoted to Sekewake. Onosato, on the other hand, 7-5 now, just needs one more win to at least get his Kachikoshi. That's the most important thing, right? Stay at Sekewake. And, if he wins the next 3 days in a row, he could still get double-digit wins, which for Onosato is something that he's been doing a lot. Double digits, double digits, double digits, double digits, double digits. So, you have to go back to obviously before he was fighting 15 days. before he had, this a 4-3, if you want to think of it, is kind of the same as maybe, I don't know, a 9-6. So maybe you wouldn't consider that to be double digits, but yeah, just this run is insane. And why people are so excited about him. But this might be the first time where he's kind of hit the wall a little bit. It started off really bad, but kind of bounced back, and now is kind of, beating Fuji and then an Ozeki on back-to-back days. Certainly got to be a boost for his confidence. So we'll see how he does tomorrow. All right. And then in the final match of the day, Fuji holding on to his one-loss record by beating Abi. It wasn't a very tough match for Fuji, to be honest. So he's now 11-1, and Abi, trying to stay at Sekewake, is now 6-6. So he's got to win 2 of his final 3 to get his Kachikoshi there. Kirishima, obviously, if he gets the 8th win, but doesn't get the 9th or 10th. Well, it doesn't matter if he gets the 9th, but if he doesn't get the 10th win, he'll stay at Sekewake, but he obviously, loses his chance to bounce back to Ozeki and then has to go through the whole process over again if he's going to try again. Okay, so that was the day, Thursday, day 12. Let's look ahead to day 13. Right before we do that, though, let's check out the standings. TBB, look at this, still a 2-win buffer. So who's he got on his team? He's got Fuji. He's got Daisho, who lost today, actually. Tobizaru, who won. Can't believe Tom is doing so well, and he's got Wakamoto Haru in this slot. If he had just about anybody else, he'd be dominating. Takanosho, who's got 9. Midori Fuji, who's doing well at 7. And Endo, who's tied with Wakatakakage at 8. So, yeah, he's still being strong up there. Then we got one guy, Tom, in second place with 47. One person, Francis, could be a man, could be a woman, not sure, at 46. So, yeah, and all 3 of them have different Sekewake. They have different M1s. It's kind of interesting that the teams, like they all have Takanosho and they all have Terunofuji, but then their teams get really different. And then we have 3 people tied for 4th place, which is, yeah, it's really, an interesting, could kind of still go anybody's way. So it's a fun contest going on. I'm not even going to scroll down and show you where I am. I know I'm way down there. When Asanoyama pulled out, let's see the highest person that has Asanoyama on their team. Let's just have an amazing team. Here we go. So Aoyama's assets has 42 points and is in 7th place. But considering he has Asanoyama on his team, he has a really strong team. Otherwise, Wakamoto Haru is not the greatest pick here. But yeah, that was doomed for most people. You don't see a lot more Asanoyama on this list at the top here. Okay, jumping back over. Day 13. So we have a Juryo wrestler Daiamami fighting Chiyoshoma to kick things off. 6-6 versus 6-6. Kind of a fun matchup. Shodai has Kageyaki. Another 6-6 versus 6-6. Oshoma going for his Kachikoshi against Hokuto Fuji. Endo trying to get a 9th win against Ryuden. Midori Fuji going for Kachikoshi against Sadanoumi. Tobizaru versus Oho in a match where one of them will emerge with his Kachikoshi. Mitake Umi trying against Wakamoto Haru, a battle of the Maegashira 2s, battle of the Maegashira 1s. Tommy Fuji versus Meisei, and they're both 4-8. I don't think either of them would have wanted to predict that for the day 13 matchup they were going to have. So they brought Wakataka Kage all the way up to the last few matches of the day here to fight Hirada Umi due to his 8-4 record. So he gets a little bit of a taste of the second half action in the top division for the first time in quite a while. Good test for Hirada Umi to see if he can maintain and get a 9th win. The other guy on the leaderboard that's down in the rank and file, Chirana Umi, coming up to fight Daisho, the other Komusubi. So Chirana Umi, of course, wants that win to maybe keep his hopes alive. Daisho needs that win for his Kachikoshi. And then the last guy in the rank and file who's on the leaderboard, well, Wakataka Kage wasn't on the leaderboard. I shouldn't say that, but he's doing well. Takanosho at 9-3. They brought him up to fight Kirishima. So that's kind of an unknown quantity. Let's go over and just check out real quick what their head-to-head is. Takanosho. I'm assuming like Kiribayama stats are now all under Kirishima. So let's just click on Takanosho, for instance, and then opponent. And then we'll jump down to the K's here. All right. Kirishima. Okay. Yeah, okay. So they list him as Kiribayama and then they switch. Wow. That's amazing. Okay. So he's fought Kirishima 15 times and won 13 of them. That's outstanding. I'm kind of blown away by that stat. That's dominating somebody. So there you go. I guess Takanosho has every reason to think he can win this match. Kirishima's got to say, okay, what can I do? I have to get this eighth win. What can I do against an opponent I usually lose to? So that's a fun matchup here on day 13. Onosato has Hoshoru. This will be a firecracker of a match. I hope Hoshoru doesn't pull any shenanigans. And Onosato and him have a good straight ahead sumo match. Kotozakura versus Abi. And the first Ozeki that Terunofuji is going to face. You know, he's going to fight all three in the next 3 days. Is Takakeisho. So, what better way to see if he has any chance of getting his 8 wins than putting him up against the Yokozuna? I don't think Terunofuji is going to lose that match. So that'll probably be it for Takakeisho. But of course, he, like I said, he has another chance in September at Sekewake. Okay, so some fun matches at the end of the day with a few sprinkled in along the way. Some good matchups down in Juryo. Tomorrow, if you're a Patreon person and you're watching this, I'm going to have highlights because I'm going to be busy in the afternoon. But Saturday and Sunday, full coverage on the couch, including some Juryo matches and stuff that I'll be watching live on those 2 days. Okay, hi. That'll do it for me, guys. Just easy, fast summary for you today. And I hope you're ready for a good weekend, final weekend of sumo. And I'm still getting all ready to go back to America soon. So thank you to everybody that's gone by and still maintaining their membership on this channel. I appreciate it. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to the weekend of sumo. All right. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.